Hey up. Catastros, what ho friend? Hello, hello. How hecking goes it? Varbles, good morning, what ho friend? Sorry.
Speed sub.
That is some, from start to go, Krypton, that is some pretty impressive speeds. I feel like I should have like one of those little speed guns just to check you as you're going past. How are you doing? And how many months is that? It's 11 months. Thank you kindly. Do you know what that means? Next month, at the start of the new year, you will have the final form of the Longship. What you do with such a power? That's an impressive question. I do hope to finally have some more Longshipian variants for you all. That is my sincere goal, but haven't had too much luck, and as you've seen, everything's kind of taking precedence. And Steppergen, what ho, friend? Bacon Avenger, good morning, what ho? Thank you for filling the pint glass. You're right. The wall is looking pretty empty, more so than you know. If I just shimmy back, it's slowly coming together. Because we've been sorting the other rooms, like, this is probably one of the last ones to get tackled. And I'm having the realization that that's not going to work, because moving this table is going to be a pain in the tuchus if we don't take advantage of the movers coming tomorrow. So, yeah. As much as I want to be streaming here until, like, the last possible second.
What ho, Vikings?
How
goes the move?
What ho with you? What ho, friends? It is progressing. It is progressing. Sorry, thank you, Connie, for the 200. And Kimball, Squarepeg, Zagraves, Erriman. Did I say hi to Stepgen? Hope I did. Stammering Gamer, Caffeine. What ho, friend? What ho? Oh, good. Hey!
Happy anniversary, my lovely ex. Hopefully you didn't forget I'm out tonight with my parents' sex.
Of course I didn't. I'm just going to be a little / extremely, possibly even fatally late, but it'll be fine. Just bring a cardboard cutout of me to dinner with your parents. And you know what? Just see where the night takes you. It would certainly be entertaining. Okay. Oh, so Lyris, thank you for the 200 and for filling the pint glass. Zagraves is coming to us live from the middle of a C-drama episode where a spoilt princess is shooting at her guard for funsies. Sorry, Stereo says, I don't even want to bother. Uncle Janet was right about you, and I'm like, naming no names, a previous partner's family once offered her money to leave me. I am not a class act. I mean, I just like, and Halo Grunt was saying, bringing a cardboard will to dinner would definitely be interesting. It's like, how deadpan do you play it? Because you could bring, like, people in on the joke, and it would be very funny for you lot, maybe less for the servers. But then if you played it deadpan, you're like, no, this is Will. He's come to join us. It's alright. He's not eaten. He had a big meal before he came out. River, what you doing? What you doing? Okay. Zagraves has a cardboard cutout of work, a full one of Tom Baker in the Doctor Who movie. Oh, sorry, in Doctor Who mode. Behind the door, and he scares delivery men all the time. Nice. Erriman saying attach a soundboard to the back of the cardboard cutout, but it's 2021. Just get like make a Will soundboard. Like, don't let your memes be dreams. So is it Tom Baker? I have a very, very, very tenuous family connection to, I think it's Tom Baker, which I still find very, very strange. My aunt dated a doctor. Yeah, Kenley. Just stuff Will says. And Kenley, how in the hot heck are you doing? Sorry, Halo Grunt, I did not say a proper hello to you either. Hello. How are you doing, you lovely mother hobbits? Well, okay, Zagraves, you don't have to worry. You're not summoned some eldritch being. So my aunt married a doctor, and probably divorced. But yeah, how are you doing, you lovely mother hubbards? Right, what stories have I for you? God. I went on a bizarre binge of the map of the world of The Witcher over the weekend because I've now rewatched The Witcher season 2 twice, and I plan to continue. I'm trying to understand why I enjoy it so much, because I watched it when I had my booster side effects, so I'm there, with mild flu symptoms, being all like. Like the guy from the end of RoboCop. And I was like, all right, well, maybe this was just the kind of like the sugary violence that I needed at the time. Gruff people being serious, but also very caring. And then I've rewatched it sober. Well, I don't want to say sober. I've rewatched it after the fact, and it's good. So now I'm trying to is it just like Game of Thrones left a swords and sorcery shaped hole in my life? What is good about it? Stammering's retrying Teardown at the moment. Oh, it is so much fun. Hopefully they've eased up on all the time challenges and stuff later on in. Kyle went to uni with a woman who was at the same school at the same time as Bono, and he threw stones at her. I want to say he was a bastard. Kyle's got the booster tomorrow. I mean, fingers crossed. Some people have been fine. I don't know. My immune system's weird. If it feels like it can just take the time off, it's like, nah, we're bunking off. If I have to look after somebody else, my immune system's like tank mode. It's great, but I can't fake it. I couldn't make a cardboard cutout of one of you, and then be like, I'm looking after this thing. Boy, immune system. Sure hope you're gonna keep me healthy to do this. It does not work. Does not work. Hey! Well, Krypton may have got quickest sub. Aperios gets fastest raid this morning. You're waiting in the wings. Ambush me. Ambush me in my state. How are you all doing? Good morning, friends. What? Oh, and welcome.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Secretly Robin,
wow,
how are you doing?
Time does indeed continue to pass. This seems to be 3 years.
Yeah, it's 3 years. Well, okay, look at it this way. You could have spent 3 years on Duolingo, but I'm not going to chase you around the house.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
That's 2 whole years.
Bobby, you come say hello? Amos, come here. Come here. Nice, good boy. This is Amos if you haven't met him. He is dumb as planks and lovely.
Viking 64 booze Viking 64 shout big streakin'.
Big streakin'. Sorry, I need to say some proper thank you. So, Robin, that's 36 months. Joking aside, that's an inordinate amount of time to spend here, and I do appreciate it. I really hope you know that. I don't think I say that enough. Kimball, thank you for... You've got your 2 years. Feckin' yo. Kimball, I'm amazed you want to come hang out here because you've had to put up with me in the real. People tend to be done with me after they've had to hang out with me in the real for too long. I'm okay with this. I've come to accept it. And Imperios, thank you for the raid, friend. I hope you've had a good morning. What were you chatting and nattering about? Because I was just about to start talking people's ear off about little non-spoilery nuggets from The Witcher. Mainly that there is an excellent map online that charts the characters' journeys through both series, which is feckin' grand. Because there was an interesting article doing the rounds, which is The Witcher really needs a map, like the TV show. And of course, this was a lazy write-up from someone who hadn't ever Googled Witcher TV show map. But I digress. But it was very, very fascinating to see like the paths traveled and things like that. So Aiden, Watto, sudden stop, Watto, friend. Yes, that is Amos Catch Pee King. Oh, he was in so much trouble last night. We had this moment, though, this moment of foreshadowing, where Fiona was like, do you think you need some more water? I was like, I don't think so. He did drink a lot at the dog bar. Ah, yes. Oh, sorry, Aperios was chatting Activision nonsense and the union busting that they tried to do. Did you see the last one, which was a sad email being like, please don't unionize? Meanwhile, Krampus is breaking everyone's face in Call of Duty, which just brings me joy. I'm not quite sure the mechanisms that cause Krampus to spawn in-game, but he pops up and wrecks your face, and that's it. That's all he does. Like, he does not have the nice list. He only has the naughty list. Oh, Zagraves, that is lovely to hear. I will admit, I've not had as much understanding of the Kellogg strike, but obviously we back there. We back up the people that get shit done. So that's lovely to hear. Oh, Ikoa, the coffee is healing me in a manner in which I cannot begin to describe. Starring Gamer, him and River are getting on. She's not been putting him in his place. So, and he's a lovable, sturdy dog. So, he's ready to get thrown around, and River's not. When we went to go check out the new apartment, River just kept flipping him on his back and being like, no. And he was like, oh, this is the best play ever. But she's not been doing that elsewhere. So, they're still finding their feedies. Oh, wow. Kimball says when they were at Ubi, they did a verbal plea to talk to the studio heads before going to the UK union when it started. Yo. Also, Kimball, what's been interesting is you might have seen this from behind the scenes, but the turnover rate at Ubisoft's gotten so bad, it's starting to be referred to as the Great Exodus. There was an interesting little write-up on that one, which I wouldn't usually comment on that one, but it made it to gamesindustry.biz, and they don't tend to just report, like, Twitter threads. So, oh boy. Harmonious is asking if everyone's been on the naughty list. I know I have. And Aperios, I've decided that I'm just gonna call a wizard veto on enough to talk, because it's just okay. Although there is one thing I will say, is that if you head over into any of the Twitter feeds of any of the individuals who are firmly in the camp of how NFTs are brilliant and are going to make the world amazing, you get to see what it's like to work with tech startup bros. Like, that kind of disregard for the realities of both, like, you know, business and the realities of people in the face of this new technology that they believe is going to change the world. Like, the genuine fervor of these bros is fascinating. And it's something that I encountered a lot when I was working at a tech startup. Like, it's surreal, and it's definitely worth looking into with kind of like a scientific lens, because there was a thread that I saw doing the rounds yesterday, which was one guy whose justification for nufters was, you know, is that things that you can spend money on to indicate your status. And he put forward the case that one cannot spend money in a digital environment to show off one's status. Now, that isn't strictly true, and if it was true that you could just have no status carry through on the internet, I'd fucking love the internet even more. Down with the bourgeoisie. Anyway, his likening was acquiring these images was much like buying an expensive watch or a Ferrari, as a digital sign of one's exuberant wealth. Now, you all see the same problem in that logic that I do, which is, if you buy an expensive car, you still have a car, and that car goes vroom vroom. If you buy an expensive picture, no, you don't even buy the picture. If you buy the chain that says you own an expensive picture of a monkey, you don't own the monkey. You don't.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
I feel old. Also finished Heavy Arms Hips. How does this guy have even more hidden rocket launchers? D. Viking 64 Guinea 12 week.
Yeah. Heavy Arms is basically like the cube from Hellraiser, but instead of opening a portal to a Cthulhu-esque dimension of pain and torture, it's just missiles. Oh, J-Post, feckin' thank you. Okay, so let me do my thank yous before we go back to mocking Tech Bros. Martin, thank you for 29 months, and it's really making my little heart happy to see you enjoying the Gundam stuff, same as. No, I just want to say thank you. And J-Post, thank you for gifting us up the square peg. Like, also, J-Post, in the... God, I mean, we're coming up on 4 years April. In the 3.5 years that we have done here, you've gifted out 69 6 number of subs. That's the super sex number, not the sex number squared. But okay, joking aside, 690 gifts that you have given out to people, that's a feckin' load. I want to say thank you for that, alright? Oh, interesting. Okay, so jumping topic for a little bit, we'll Varbles was saying that Embracer Group has been on a shopping spree. They've been buying a lot of companies up. So they bought Dark Horse Comics? Holy shite. Dark Horse Comics, a streaming service, and an animation studio. Man, what
the
is
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
J-Post, thank you kindly. I take it the super sex number was not your intended purpose. And that's okay. You managed to get Penny Peruna, Tracker OC, Gilmar Greyjoy, and Zodan. That's 3 classics. And Dom! No! Don't make me get off. I don't wanna! This place is full of boxes! Alright. Fine. Oh! Thank you, Harmonious. It's not a cult.
Who wants to sing?
Oh, thank you, Fiona. And thank you kindly for the host. Oh.
Happy Halloween.
Everything is happening so much right now. Holy crud. Kindle, thank you kindly. You feckin' legend. 1,000 bits, like it's no big deal. Ikoa, real happy for you. And Spooky Ghost and Lyris, all of you, thank you kindly. Indeed. River defending the house. Okay, it does mean that it's train time o'clock. And as I don't know when we'll be able to have our next proper full-on train, we're doing this proper.
River defend the house.
Let's do this proper, friends. Yeah, I'm a duck. What of it? What of it? Right here! Alright, Dom. Looks like you get your wish all the same. Rainier and Dom doing like a little... Fucking go! Train? Also, I think Lyris is down to... Oh, okay, no, that's 20k. I was like, is Lyris down to 2k? No, that's 20k. Oh, no! Okay, it looks like the counter-dab squad is out for blood today.
Cheer for the house defense train.
House defense, indeed. Okay, so they're turning into a sports match now. After Dom's initial assault got shut down, Rainier tried to pick up and head for the end zone. Ehrman was like, no! With a heavy blocker. Oh, shit! Fumbles threw one in. Ehrman's like, no! What is going on? Ehrman, how many fucking points have you got?
Choo.
Holy shit! Lyris, Rainier, Down on a Dwarf, Wolfcrad, C222, Kimble again, all of you, thank you kindly, you fucking legends, as a war rages on. Ehrman stands atop the mountain and says, let's find out how many it will take. And Utopia Heart gifted a sub to Mr. Popo. A troubling and terrifying character of Dragon Ball myth. Anza Graves, thank you for throwing in 100 and all.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Oh, Rainier, that's fucking cool. Holy shit! Rainier, we'll talk about Soulsian PlayStationary stuff and things.
Choo.
Choo indeed. Friend Steppagen just gifted out 10 subs! Feckadidlian! Okay, so, Steppagen, you managed to hit Does Not Compute, Firelass, Cheshire Gleam, the Hamsternator. Don't know why I said it like that. Relo! Robot T-Duck, Exo, Max Atreides, which is just maximum bagpipes at this point. Torcuno and Moha Player. The alert is still catching up. Yes, Steppagen, that's an impressive shot. And Wolfgrad taking personal offense. But the bit glass is too full.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
Caffeine, I don't know if people can see, if there's a bet thing going, I don't know if they can see it. Because I think they get Hype Train. Like, Hype Train overtakes all. Hype Train, a force so powerful it can stop a raid. Feckin' dog. Dogs and corgis scattered to the 9 winds. Okay, J-Bo's... Lyris is saying it's tricky, but you can select which event to see. Okay. I've not been in a double threat match before. This is a new special. Oh, you can access it by clicking the mead points. Okay.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
Is this Caffeine's attempt to see Ehrman's war chest emptied as the hall of dabs stands empty? How are you doing, River? You doing okay? Doing okay? You're the very cutest. Yeah, you are. There's a train going on. Come check out the train? Nah, you good? Okay, I can respect that. God, it just caught up to Stepagen. Holy crud. And yeah, J-Post, River's just there. Just there having a little snooze. I can't quite get the mic around because there's too much nonsense in the way. At the mic? So you can hear River. No, I can't get the camera around. Fucking yo. Well, train ain't over yet. Train ain't over yet. Yo!
Box train go zoom.
Fucking wee! Fucking yo. Fucking yo. Oh shit!
Merry Christmas.
Oh fucking hell! Fuck! J-Post! J-Post, you fucking legend! And with the klaxon at 134%! I'm not ready for this, friends. This is my first cup! My voice certainly isn't ready. J-Post. Fucking oh! Fucking blue bit. It's no big deal. Look at you all with your stylish pigeon. It's a very stylish pigeon. Fucking yo. We can't be doing this. You're making me feel stuff. That's illegal. That's exceedingly illegal. It is not allowed. It's exceedingly illegal. No, all of you. Thank you. Alright? Look, I know I get fucking cheesy about this. I'm sorry, you're just going to put up with me saying thank yous. Like... Wolfgrad's asking if Tiny Big Zam's still in the new apartment. Someone's got to guard the place. Guard all the not stuff that's currently not in there. Look. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna just have to put up with me feeling shit. All right. If you're gonna be nice, you're gonna listen to me saying thank yous. I guess I've. Shit. I guess I've been talking everybody's ear off a lot about this recently, and I hope you forgive me a little. When we started this little journey, I was just and Guy on Friend's sofa, and that was it. I just didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I couldn't work legally, and Ket let me use his rig, or use his rig, I should say, in proper English. And we've gone through so many different changes and move-ups. From Ket's place, I moved into that little basement, which was full of spiders. It's actually a nice little basement, but it was full of spiders. Then we got the deal with GameWorks, so we moved over there, and that was feckin' cool. Being like the streamer in a box was pretty feckin' cool. Admittedly, it wasn't the best environment to show you all cool and interesting games, as Mario loved to interrupt at the heartfelt moments. Yahoo! But it was nice. Occasionally I could get a... When you lot did stuff, I could just get a hug from, like, Michael or Aperios. Just I'd come out the box and just like, moo! Then we moved in here and made a little space, you know? I kind of count in, like, the back room and this one as kind of... as one base of operations. But now we're moving into a proper place. Like, I'm not filling in where someone else has left, you know? I'm not the would-be please. I'm actually a real human being moving into own space. Like, I get to have a say in how it's planned out. Like, and here's the thing, like, okay, so new Longship HQ is the smaller of the rooms, but we're actually going to be able to do stuff with it, you know? Or at least to an extent. But, like, I'm really excited for it. And that's you lot. You know? And I still don't know how to process all of that. Like, you know, there's no gonna have a Gundam station. Gonna have a little. The space is gonna be like stream Gundams. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh, look, I know I've talked a lot of real personal stories at you all, and I promise I don't want to turn this into like a teeny tiny will pity party. It's more just you all have been there through my little, like, you know, return to form. I've actually been able to build a life out here and getting to be a regular person. Like a real person. And that's something I can't say enough thank yous for, you know? I still remember with vivid clarity what it felt like to just have nothing. And then you lot came along. Well, okay, Thor kicked my ass into streaming, and then you lot came with, and I was like, moo. Okay, yes. I would still describe myself as varying forms of undead. Like, I know it must sound cheesy when I'm just rapid fire thank yous. But, you know, throwing in like a, you know, 50 bits here, 100 bits there, that adds up in a month. And because that you lot have decided, you know what, this dumb Will guy, let's keep him going. Here's $1. Because of all of that, I get to live. I get to be a person. And I'm looking forward to sharing our little adventures with you all. I'm sorry this Christmas is going to be a bit scramble. Usually Christmas is the period where we hunker down and hang out the most digitally. And so this year's going to be a bit weird. As Stepagen's saying, first stream in the new place, ideally, touch wood, either Thursday or Friday. But if logistically we can't do it, we'll be doing some mobile phone streams. So tomorrow's probably won't be around noon because that's when the movers are getting here, but we might do a half a jar. River's just being cute over there. Did you get coffee on your Bulbasaur beanie?
It's had that stain for a long time.
Oh, I only just noticed. Must be like a...
Oh,
We're in here, Bubs.
Amos.
Yo, he's...
Very upset that I left him, but he wouldn't get up when I told him to.
He'll learn.
Come in here, yeah. I know.
See? Look at...
Oh, baby. He's fine. Nothing.
It's just being weird. See, and this is why I get feckin' cheesy. Look at these dags. Okay, not that one, because...
A little heartburn.
Yeah, we've all been there. Can't really see Amos. Because the thing is, friends, as soon as I move the camera left or right, welcome to Box City. He's just over there being like, oh, having a time.
Amos.
Oh.
Come here, bud.
Oh, Caffeine saying Civ game once we finish moving.
Possibly.
Oh, speaking of lovely things.
Yep, you're fine.
Bobby away! Speaking of lovely things over the holidays, while I get my fucking feels back under check. This is not the British way. So Fiona is going to be hosting something on Boxing Day, like a little Animal Crossing gift exchange. So for those of you that are playing Animal Crossing, if you want to hang out on Boxing Day, that's the thing that's going to be happening. We'll probably organise it just via Discord. If I'm doing a stream on that day, it won't be an Animal Crossing stream, but I will be pointing people over to the islands. Oh. And Aikawa, I'm glad I can help, yo. I'm glad I can help. Feeling things is hard. Let's pour more coffee. Let's pour some human equivalent of nitrous into this. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that. That's not a good analogy. And Fred, what ho, Fred? How are you doing? Now, Favor6, was it yourself who suggested that on Discord? That the first stream from the new place should be the game unpacking? No feelings, only coffee. I'll drink to that. Fred says that he discovered Loop Hero yesterday. So how's that sleep not happening? Okay, so Lyris, it was Wraith that suggested the that one. Okay.
The pint glass is looking a bit full. Let's fix that.
Fucking yo! The trick. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Down on Dwarf, thank you for 1,000. Though I keep looking over at Lyris Dragon, the Eternal Jarl, and seeing their health, and their health is not 1k but 10k still. Lyris don't fuck around. Okay, and Fred, I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Like, joking aside, that game slaps. And I find myself just wanting more. Sorry, and Lyris, thank you for filling the pint glass. Where am I at? Like, can't make me feel things this early in the day. It throws me off. Just one person. And breathe. Okay. Let me just say thank you. Alright? I am looking forward to moving into this new place. I'm looking forward to what will be Longship HQ Mark IV. And, you know, God, quality of life is going to be great as well. I'll be walking distance to supermarket and some decent bars and a coffee place. Like I can have like a proper little real life. Just gotta start working on getting up in the morning. That's gonna be the next challenge. And Lyris, you never know. You never know. I've learnt not to expect anything with this squad because they do not feck around. So I tell you what, friends. Tell you what. I'm getting my feelings under check. let's jump into Tales of Iron. We're currently working on getting the last of the 4 statues. And hey! But for Echo, does it not take one to know one? How are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, I see you too play 3D chess.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Feckin' yo, and J-Post doesn't hesitate. J-Post tagging Echo the moment of her return. Doing good, just killing time at work. Okie dokie, okie dokie. We're playing a gorgeous hand-drawn title called Tales of Iron. And it's like Redwall meets Salt and Sanctuary. It's super arty and adorable, and also fucking brutal. We have liberated the kingdom, but now we seek to unlock the secrets that the last Rat King left hidden. But that does mean we've got to win some like rat-on-rat action arena battles, which will probably end up with me getting the hot snot kicked out of me. You know, standard stuff. But yeah, how's it been going with your good self? These lovely Mother Hubbards make me feel things. Okay, what the hell? Sorry, having some problems at the moment. Way technical problems. No, piece of feckin'. Sorry, bear with me just a sec, friends. For some reason, this has decided to be a dunderhead. Okay, so well, Echo, it's lovely to have you here, and yeah, catching feels because these lovely Mother Hubbards. Okay, what are you doing? Video off. Okay. So in theory, there we go. Okay, all right. I'm back proper now. I'm back proper. Both. But yeah, so Echo, our news is that we are moving into a new place this week. Yes, we got a new dog and decided to move into a new place the week of Christmas. Yes, we decided that life was far too easy, so we decided to turn on nightmare mode and just feckin' go for it. You know, we just decided, you know what? Scramble mode, let's go. Sorry, do bear with me just a second, friends. I don't mean to... I mean, I'm about to say, Echo, I thought you'd have a full squad of people for yours for Christmas Eve. Okay, sorry. I'm multi-track drifty potato. Let me bring it back. Okay. Because yes, I was feeling things. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay, and Caffeine, you do make a good point. It's distractions all the way down. So, this is the story of young King Redgi. Redgi was a prince of a great lineage, a rat of small stature but large heart. And one day tragedy struck Redgi's life when his father was unceremoniously killed by the Toad Empire. So Redgi, the little prince that he was, pulled up his bootstraps. He got a hammer from an undead rat that shot lightning, and then he proceeded to beat everything in his path to death in a gory and bloody path of revenge. Until the land was happy again and everything was rebuilt and everyone was like, Redgi, you're so lovely, ignoring the sheer amounts of violence that Redgi had enacted upon the land. Wolfgrad, nice try for the behind me distraction, but as I've been boxing up everything around me, I know there's no sharks there. Okay, so where were we? So Echo, I actually would have to ask Fiona what our Christmassy plans are. Though we'll probably do our Christmas Eve tradition of ordering Thai food. That's Fiona's tradition, but I have definitely adopted it. Now, I think I need to head to... There was one place I hadn't checked for one of the statues. I want to see if I can grab that before we go to the grand tournament. Actually, C222, there is a dedicated shark box, no joke. But the sharks have all been adopted by the puppies. They haven't really been destroying the big sharks. They use them as bedding. River will fight the shark on command. Amos just thinks they're great. He's just about that. Check in with the tavern. Sup, party mice. Okay, no, technically they aren't. Did we buy the prince? I guess we did. Okay. Hey, I'm Fearless, you have nothing to apologise for, friend. You have nothing to apologise for. So yeah, those have kind of been the big things, like... Fiona's working full-time. We got Amos last week? Yes, last week. And he is an adorable sweetheart. He's a rescue. And he is by no means without his problems, but as rescues go, like, he's fucking lovely. Sorry, forgive my cursings. He's okay with other dogs, he's okay with people, he's not food aggressive. He's a bit of a stupid. And he peed on the couch something fierce last night, so Fiona has been mad at him. But aside from the fact that he always wants to party, it's always playtime with Amos. Like, he's just a sweetheart. Like, he doesn't like his paws being held, but he won't, like, take a nip at you. He just kind of whines and goes, no. Like, I can just pick him up and be like, cuddles, and he will resoundingly not. He'll just be like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing," but okay. Okay, I want to see the details of this stream prediction. I want to see. So it was less than an hour, more than an hour. Oh shite! So that just came in at less than an hour. Oh no! Okay, Echo, just in case you do have some internet left to hear us, have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you for stopping in. It's lovely to see you. And a sorry, what ho, friend? Now, I was having a thought and a ponder about this game, and I think there's a bit that I missed in this area. If it's not there, I think it was... Yeah, see? I knew it. I knew I'd missed a bit. This bit here. So that's where I want to go check out. Oh, sorry, friends. Next time Echo's about for a bit longer, I'll introduce you. Because I keep forgetting, like, we've come so far. It has been over 3 years since, you know, the explosion of the EC-flavoured bollocks. But Echo and I used to work together, and after everything exploded, we both started streaming. For a time, it was kind of like myself, Ket, and Echo were kind of like a triple threat match, you know? Echo was streaming in the mornings, and then I was in the afternoons, and then Ket was like at night, and we had a good little squad for a while. And then, you know, things changed, as they do, not for the worse. You know, Ket's kicking ass in his job and really, really loving it. Echo's been... Okay, I don't want to tell Echo's stories for them, but been doing real good. And yeah, sorry, Echo's super cool. You know, for as much as I... Yeah. For as much as it was a very strange time in my life, getting to work with Echo and Lil and DJ and loads of cool people was definitely something that I loved, and I do miss it, you know. Oh yeah, I've actually got to remember how to fucking play this game. It's got the very strange controls. Oh, Asari's got their booster booked. Good on you. Oh, trying not to attack the locals. Alright, yeah, so bug juice, shield up, hammer. Fearless says that they love the time they stopped the bar we were streaming from. Fearless came in, took a selfie, and Echo made sure to make a face in the camera. It was so good. I mean, caffeine, I've been trying. Like, I don't know how DJ's doing. I've been extending invites. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, but I've not had the opportunity to hang out with him yet. Fucking mozzies. Alright, now is it here? No. Here we are in the cute little bug village. Also, if you haven't seen this game, I do like having a little run around because it lets me show you the world. Because the world of this game is just gorgeous. Oh, okay, it's the next area. Yeah, I mean, so Fearless was saying that they were trundling around Seattle and then saw like me and Dan and Lil and Echo in a coffee shop. I was like, oh shit, that's the... I guess that's the only thing that I'm missing about just being able to... Actually, let me save just in case I'm about to get myself into trouble. Oh, okay, only thing. I am missing those kind of like casual coffee hangouts with peeps, you know? Like, hanging out with people now does take like pre-arranged organization in the ilk. Oh, this is sinister. Hopefully I'm not about to dig up some undead abomination. As Redgi's not been against that. Ooh, okay.
Another statue. They were so similar. They must be a set.
Thank you, Geralt. Okay, so friends, this is not spoilers for Witcher Season 2, so don't worry. But, you know, we've been joking about the what if this is Geralt telling Okay, there are two prevailing theories we have. Like, this is Geralt telling some kids a bedtime story, which is why it's both cute and incredibly violent. Or this is the story of Geralt's pet rats. And then in The Witcher Season 2, there's a bit where you see you see a couple of rats hanging out, and you're like, no, that's little Redgi! Okay, I say, that's what I did anyway. Alright, so what were we chatting about before? We don't need to keep talking about tech bros, because tech bros are the worst. Yes, the bug cow milk. Bug cow milk. What else was going on? Oh, we were talking about how Endeavor Group's just been buying everything that's not nailed down. And I realized, I was trying to remember where Endeavor Group's money came from directly, but to my understanding, it's like a conglomerate of... It's a blobule conglomerate. Like, I don't think Endeavor Group has one, like, superstar product, but I could be wrong. Zagrave says, would these be musically inclined rats? There are definitely bard rats. I will introduce you now. Just have a little seat here by the fancy clock. See? Bard rats. And the bard rats are definitely one of the most wonderful features of this game. Well, okay, so it's one thing we noticed playing through this title is that music always comes from somewhere. Like, so the kind of like the medieval happy tunes only happen when you're close to or around bards. As you move more and more into kind of like the frog area, as the music fades, as you get close to bosses, the tribal drums start up. Because it turns out they have their own like series of like little like battle musicians. Fred just adding, even after saving the kingdom, the king's unquenchable thirst for battle and bug juice gave him no respite. Hey, this is our little throne room. Sup, bards? Just jamming out, having a good day. Zagrave says, trust not the blobule conglomerates. They can fall prey easily to venture capital, buying out competitors, shutting the competitor out of the monopoly. I mean, that's a good point. I need to do some research. I need to know where Endeavor's cash is coming from before I can really comment. But they've been making massive inroads in buying games companies, and apparently they've bought Dark Horse and a streaming service and a lot of that. Now, that could be speculative investment, but they're buying them outright rather than just... You know what I mean? Like, it's... I can't tell if their goal is just domination or if it smacks of a larger plan. Okay, no, this is the right way. These little bouncing feelies. Wolfcrad says, Blobule Conglomerate sounds like Mr. Blobby in charge. Mr. Blobby cannot lead, for he knows only death. He knows only how to destroy. Some follow him, but we speculate that those that follow the Blob do so because it is better to be at the right hand of the devil than in his path. Mr. Blobby seeks but one thing, and that is to be the last unfocused, wobbling eye as all of existence blinks out. Alright. Come, tiny Redgi. Let us find what sits beneath the crypt of rats. See, Stammering Gamer, I would agree with you, but if there's one thing we can agree about Mr. Blobby is that he gets shit done. Evil shit, but he gets it done. Oh, caffeine, like... Mr. Blobby is definitely a greater demon of Siege. Machinations and twisted tortures beyond any that we could understand. Oh, feckin' hell. Oh, feck you, mate. Oh, come on! Redgi, I need you here, buddy! Rat Augustus. Oh, papers. Redgi! River! Fucking hell! Oh yeah, I've got a gun. Oh, but he's got a shield. Rat Augustus. Cables! I can only do it, but it's like...
River trying to defend the king.
River did not defend the king. River made it far more difficult. Oh. One of the interesting things was Turtle Rock getting bought outright by Tencent. That was an interesting one. Because the reason why that's interesting is because Back 4 Blood is not a game that's gonna... River! I love you, big girl. All my heart, but what the hell? Sorry, friends. Sorry. I'm just gonna beat this undead Rat Augustus into paste. No, Back 4 Blood is not a good game to release in China. Like, it's gory, it's violent, there's skeletons and mess abound. It's going to have to be seriously sanitized before the Chinese government will allow it to be released. But Back 4 Blood's done great in English language and I hate saying Western territories because it's such a generalization, but you know what I mean. Well, Robin, there are definitely creatures that have skeletal faces, and there are skeletons in areas. The point being is that their acquisition of Back 4 Blood isn't let's buy a games company, take their games and release them in China for masses of money. It seems to be here's diversifying our portfolio. Like, I mean, they do have near infinite money. The Anglosphere, actually, I think that works quite well. All the, I usually call them like the Latin derivatives. But yeah, Back 4 Blood has done really well outside of those particular territories. Sorry. And breathe. And out. I try to do too many topics at once. I do apologize, friends. I do apologize. Yeah. I don't know global financing as well as I know the games industry. So there could be higher machinations at play. It's often described that when companies get to that size, like it's no longer like the 10-year plan, it's the 100-year plan. And so that can often mean investments that make no sense in the short term, that make great sense in the long term. It's just, yeah, Back 4 Blood would not be a cheap game to get past Chinese censors. There's a lot that would need to change. Characters, enemy models. They might have to even change plot points now, thanks to the Chinese government's very aggressive takes on protagonist input and how you must be the good guy. And yeah, China's scary. I should say, sorry, the Chinese government are very scary. So yeah, maybe Tencent think that because no one else is doing that in that region, they could do a sanitized version of Back for Blood and hit a big portion of the market. Feck you, Fred. Feck you. I started reading that comment. I was like, oh, wow, Fred, that's some really good insight. Yeah, I'm just going to read it for you. Tencent has ownership stakes in so many companies. Heck, if they wanted to, they could have Turtle Rock do a shooter set in Riot's Runeterra just for the lols. Also, to my understanding, Tencent doesn't have a massive input on the creative choices that Riot do. They facilitate international markets and give them money ad infinitum, but like, at least to my understanding from friends I've spoken to, Tencent doesn't have creative control of Riot. Anyway, let's kick the shit out of this rat. Oh, crap-bakers. Oh, for feck's sake! Okay, Redgi. So Fred was saying that it's their understanding as well that Tencent has been very hands-off. Augustale looks to only be doing his attacks on existing... Oh yeah, and Fred, you're right. He is doing a large-scale version of the Undead Rat. It's just... He broadcasts that he's going to be doing a parryable attack, and so I hit parry, and it just goes, no, that's just a shield block, and then stabs me again. I'm like... Harmonious, I see what you're saying. Unfortunately, we both know the truth of that answer, and it's a very miserable conversation, so I'm going to wizard veto on that one. Not because I don't think your point has merit, it's just, it's not a fun place to go. Actually, what kind of armor am I wearing? Alright, so I'm wearing frog resistant. What I really need is just strength defense. Gladiatorial's got slightly better. That one's heavier. Alright, there we go. That should help Redgi. And it's spelt Redgi. Love it. Love it! Redgi, you're a sweetheart. But yeah, it's always one of those horrible things when talking about like games and funding and companies, is that sometimes evil companies can be good for artistic purposes, and I always hate having to admit that. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tencent no company that size is good. Like, that's just the long and short of it, right? But Tencent seem to have this philosophy where they invest in a company and they just leave them to make their stuff. They just leave them to their own devices, and that shouldn't be rocket science. Like, that shouldn't be a revolutionary concept. But time and time again, we see companies buying up game development studios and then trying to twist that studio to fit what they feel should be in their portfolio, rather than letting them just make the games that users want. Like, the idea that leaving creative people to do creative things, at least from a decision-making standpoint, like, I can understand setting deadlines and milestones and things like that. A game development company left to their own devices will just keep plugging away on a game and never release it. Or, I mean, I guess you get some of like the infinite early access titles, like Project Zomboid. Like, I doubt we'll see a version 1 of Project Zomboid, but that's okay. Or Dwarf Fortress, things like that. But I was just blepping at Perios because I might. Sorry, multi-track drifty potato. Let me finish my thought. Which was that one thing we've seen constantly with, especially teams like, EA is probably one of the worst offenders for this, but Activision's feckin' awful for it as well. They're less awful for twisting their teams, they're just bad to them. But my point being, they buy up a studio, and rather than have them make the thing that has been successful, they try and push them into spaces and genres creatively that it doesn't sit. And then they try and offset the risk with aggressive monetization strategies outside of point of purchase. And so they end up with a thing that nobody really was after, made in a manner that doesn't make anyone happy, with a monetization strategy that annoys the very people that brought that team there. And then you look at Tencent, and Tencent just go, keep doing what you're doing. You're successful, you're doing well, keep doing what you're doing. And how is that the revolutionary concept? I mean, we're going to be hearing a lot next year about basically the battle of the subscriptions. One of the things that's been really nice, or at least from my perceptions, I'd need to talk to more indie friendos, is that the rise of Xbox Game Pass has not gutted the indie market, as I was worried it might, especially during lockdown. Now that Microsoft Game Pass has become such a force of nature, Sony have indicated they wish to do the same thing. But I wonder if they'll be able to. Sony have a collection of titles that are iconically PlayStation, but very few of those are first party. And Microsoft just been buying up studios making cool stuff and being like, yo, you want to make a sequel? Just do what you're doing, but it's on Game Pass. And that's like feckin' yo. Favor 6 says, but Will, the user doesn't know what they want. Their corporate overlords need to tell them what they want. Yeah. The irony being is that the manner in which large companies like that do their market research and analyticals, they're always playing catch up. Honestly, like, okay, don't get me started on this. Oh, you know what? Do get me started. Let's chat. If they took $2 million budget, a $2 million budget per year for R&D, and what you do is you get some weird indies. You get some weird, cool, brightly coloured, I mean, let's be honest, queer as heck badasses. And you go, right, well, I'm paying you $50,000 a year. I mean, I guess like 60 in the Greater Bay Area. And I'm going to get 5 of you, and you will each be prototyping. That's it. That's all you do. Just prototype concepts. If any of your projects are picked up, you will be allowed to have a creative lead position and go from there. And the thing is, you could just rotate these positions out. As people are feeling burnt out on big AAA titles, offer them a seat in like the R&D labs. Let them prototype. You know, just whiteboxing some good stuff or fecking around and see what comes out of that space. Because the speculative investment, because friends, the amount that companies like EA spend on what they consider to be market research or user research is a lot more than 2 million a year. If we were then able to create essentially a bubbling pool, you'd be able to be ahead of the aforementioned curve, right? Then you are not chasing the market, you are leading the market, and that's when you make the big stupid good money. Yeah. And it irks me because a lot of these large companies have the space and the money to be able to do this, but they do not. I know for those of you in engineering places and tech places, this won't be news to you, but when I moved to Rocket Works, their initial philosophy was that of like the Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, of just let very smart people do weird things and see what comes out of it. And like between patents, speculative patents, and successful projects, they'd make a whole bunch of cool shit. Do you know what they made? They made the Blackbird, one of the coolest looking planes. It's so cool. So Ehrman, you're right. They do spend 1.5 on R&D, but that's mostly tech, user research, and a lot of Fugazi. Now, Ehrman, here's another point: is that if their current spending is 1.5 billion on R&D, that R&D team's got to deliver some stuff that the execs can point to and go, ah. Like, this is why I'm suggesting something that's such a low budget compared to, because like creating essentially like an incubator inside a large studio is such a smart idea. Because here's the thing, after someone's done at least, I'd say usually about 2 AAA games, they're burnt. Even if you maintain a healthy work environment, even if you don't crunch, you just get burnt out in the process. And the biggest thing that comes from, okay, no, burnt out is the wrong word. There's an energy, there's a frustration. You want to do your thing. You want to do stuff your way. And whether or not that person actually has the chops to deliver that, you can't know until they get the chance. Putting people in those positions where they can take those concepts forward as a reward. I mean, congratulations, you've just slogged through Tony Hawk's... Actually, I don't want to joke about Tony Hawk. He's too lovely. Tony Hawk wouldn't punch a snowman. Tony Hawk would make friends with him. And the snowman would be like, hey, do you know you look like Tony Hawk? And he'd be like, I get that a lot. Bring it back, Will. Bring it back. You're driving this point all around the houses. Oh no, so the idea of rewarding creative individuals inside your studio by giving them a year to just work. Like, you got a concept, alright, cool. You get, I mean, not 12 months, but, you know, you get 12 dev months to work on this concept. Like, we're going to be checking in, we see how you're doing, but you get your little space of creative freedom. Alright? Don't worry about production, don't worry about, like, budget and time analytics. We'll come back to that. Right now, just go do your thing. And I think, especially with individuals who've been stuck in a mess of a space, you would be able to reward creative individuals and put together a situation where... Okay, can you see what I'm grasping for here? Can you see what I'm grasping for? You combine the long-term incubator with essentially like a rest period, almost like crop rotation, but of creativity. And what comes out of that space is the ideas that people have been ruminating on for at least 2 or 3 years. But then they get a chance to actually dive into it. Yeah, Fearless. Hells yes. Sorry, Fearless was just adding that Halo 3 ODST was a mini project inside of Bungie. So while the core of the studio was working on Halo Reach, ODST was its own little like self-contained thing. And you all know, like, I will rave about ODST because it's that creativity coming from a AAA studio is feckin' brilliant. Sorry, I want to jump up because I want to make sure I didn't miss any good comments. Zagraves was saying that there can be at certain levels a lot of create your own market, pushing graphics harder and harder to justify rig upgrades like their willy waving contests, when a lot of users would be good with less aggressively polished graphics. Yes, I would say that the rollout of ray tracing has definitely been one of those. I mean, it's nice, but it's not a game changer, you know? The jump from like Doom to Quake, the jump to mandatory 3D graphics cards, like, holy crud, we saw some massive changes, and we've seen leaps and bounds, but the return on investment's getting smaller and smaller, and there aren't many push button things that you can point to and go, oh look, my graphics card does that. And like real-time ray tracing's kinda pretty, but very few titles benefit from it. Araman says, is 100k enough? 100k for 1 year? Well, I was suggesting like 60k. Well, okay, again, that's 60k USD in a non-aggressive part of the world. So, you know, adjust for studio location. You know, 60k a year in San Francisco is a bad time.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What ho? This seems heavy.
Nah, dude! Okay, sorry. Alnus, apologies. Thank you sincerely for 37 months, you feckin' legend. What we're actually talking about is, well, I mean, Zagraves had brought up the pushing of R&D and focusing on graphics technology to justify hardware upgrades, which is an interesting thing that we are seeing. Hookshot's like, I need at least 200. Papa's yacht ain't maintaining itself. Yeah. But we were also talking about how big studios could create internal R&D teams. Like, I do feel that like Amnesia Fortnite was a great move for Double Fine, and I think it's something that I wish. Oh, sorry, Araman, this is what happens when I multi-track Drifty Potato. I was actually going to be agreeing with you that, like, you know, assume 60k for the person, then, like, you know, we're doing benefits, equipment, office space, all the nonsense that go with. So, assuming 100k a person for our little incubator. And again, that's still paying them way better than a large swaths of the industry. There's so much of this that keeps making me think, like, I can't. Oh, turns out there was a place to sit just around here. Oh, ridiculous. But no, the thing that keeps blowing my mind is how this is a fresh concept that very few people are doing. Because, hey, Jetman J, you glorious Mother Hubbard, Haunted Draman, what ho friend? I should say Haunted Ramen. Well, Draman's kind of a cool medieval name. Bo the Nifty, what ho? Oh, you got kicked out of Jay's house. Oh, is it making you watch an ad? Feckin' ads on raids is shenanigans. We'll say hi to Jetman J when he gets through. Yeah, Lyris. Good welcoming of the raid teams there. I like to see that you were ready. Good shield wall. Good line of archers. Jetman J, what ho, friend. How are you doing? How was your stream? How's it going? Bowie said that you'll have to kick him out of your house. Are they causing trouble? Mischief makers?
Stop that incessant clicking.
See, this is why capitalization in your usernames is important. No one has mistaken Jetman J because capitalization indicates the start and end of words. My dyslexic ass will probably end up reading it 8 different ways. And whoever that spooky ghost was that gifted a sub to J, that's feckin' cool of you, thank you. You're being feckin' lovely today.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Apparently House Carl's just on a feckin' hunt now, so Haunted Ramen got tagged after Jetman J. A surprise archer from the back. Oh, way cool. Well, Jay, that sounds feckin' lovely. We're in the process of moving at the moment, so sadly, it's going to be short and or random streams. Yeah, Krypton House Carl is not fecking around today. So Jetman J and crew, Watto and welcome. If we haven't met, my name is Will. It is lovely to make your acquaintance. And we've been talking about an interesting little, we're having an interesting little conversation. We've been talking about how how big game studios and or publishers could create incubator teams within their studios with the possibility of creating some really fresh and original games, rather than constantly playing catch up to the market, rather than trying to take existing studios and twist them to make games that they're not really about. And admittedly, like, this is us kind of being like, you know, the miniatures players of video games industry. You know, we don't have any stakes in this one, and it is very easy for me to sit here and rave and wax lyrical about, you know, AAA development environments. But the thing is, I have noticed, especially in the last few months, like, it's been really, really trendy to just basically just hate the games industry, and I can't do that. There are so many lovely and talented people, even at these big studios, who love video games so much and do so much. Oh, to the Duke of Dim, thank you kindly for the follow. It's just, there's so much creativity in these big studios just not being used. And yeah, it was Aperios just sent me one of those EA memes of like bread and then bread as if the EA was swapped, and just the manner in which they deliver their experiences. And we got talking about Star Wars stuff a couple days ago, and like, yes, I mean, Zagraves, I couldn't have put it better. Don't hate the devs, hate the people who run the stuff. It's not the chicken's fault they're being battery farmed. Very true. Well, see, Alnus, I don't know if I can give Blizzard props for those projects, because from what I understand, a lot of those come from internal teams working outside of hours to create pitchable products that then become entities within the studio. So, I mean, that's sometimes how it works. Each studio has a different like hierarchy, and at that point you're not talking about process, you're talking about, you know, internal politics. You know, it's entirely possible for any team to have those little setups. So again, I'd need to talk to somebody who was there for the inception of. Oh yeah, and Duke of Dim. I mean, the indie scene's popping off, as you well know, because tools are now more accessible than ever. The marketplace is available to all. And so really, the only limiters are, like, creativity and cash, really. Well, time, but, you know, time is money. And as a wise friend once said, time is also the only resource that you can never acquire more of. You can always get more money, or less. You can't get more time. Well, see, Jetman J, and I apologize, I don't mean to pick on this comment. This is one of the things that I find fascinating, is because the games industry as a whole is doing a lot better than it was. But what's happened is that the number of juggernauts, the number of companies that you know by name is reducing as they implode and keel over, and no one really wants to do like AAA battleship development because it's risky and bad and scary and no one likes it. What is fascinating about right now is that we're seeing consequences, and consequences at a business tier. Like, it has been known for a long time that these companies grind their people into a powdery dust. I was genuinely surprised at how many people weren't aware that, like, Rockstar are fucking terrible to their teams. They run them into the ground. The whole thing of Rockstar is you go there and survive so that you can work somewhere better, you know? Also, just as a small aside, like, in the same breath that everyone is admonishing Crunch at a AAA level, everyone's been giving Naughty Dog so many props for The Last of Us Part 2, despite the fact they crunched that team into dust. And it's the cost of... Anyway, the games industry as a whole is a lot larger now than just, like, you know, than just EA, Blizzard, etc. Well, Zagraves, it was very, very interesting to see a lot of articles being surprised that in the run-up to Red Dead Redemption 2, that they were grinding their teams into a fine powder. Aparius is saying that they would also say that the assets are becoming cheap, if not free. Look at Epic. Several $100s a month of assets for free. Also, the bottom has dropped out at the cost of advertising if you know how to do it. Basically free. I mean, on the advertising thing, I don't know if I would agree with that one. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. But you are right that the barrier to entry has been removed. And you are very, very right on the cost of creating assets. Shit, like, you can do photogrammetry with your feckin' phone. Like, you can create IRL assets very quickly. But UE5, I mean, UE4 has already got a massive library. UE5 is going to have an inordinate amount of stuff. C222 is saying that they remember a friend who works at the small but not indie studio told me that they have a regular opportunity for any employee to pitch a game idea. Some new games have been made that way. The kicker is, it's codified that if the idea doesn't get picked up, the employee hasn't forfeited their rights to the idea. True. Now, what most studios will do is called right of refusal. I don't know why I said right refusal and Flip's like, hey, what's up? Did someone say refusing something? Flip, how are you doing? Watto and welcome. Raid after raid. So at a lot of games companies, when you join them, there's a thing called right of refusal, where any ideas you come up with, it's not the company's... So, like, ideas that you create outside of hours aren't belonging to the company, but the company has what's called right of refusal. This is slightly better than them owning it, but there's a lot of legal jiggery-pokery where if you come up with a good idea, they can just wait and keep deliberating on whether or not they're going to get it from you and drag that out for years if needs be. So it can be shenanigans. Some big companies will just have it that anything that you create while you're there belongs to the company. Now, initially this was put in the early days to stop people double charging companies for their work. So like creating something in game and then making it as a standalone, like plug-in library, what have you, and then recharging the company for that. It was mostly designed to stop that, rather than to siphon people's video game ideas, but it has been used thusly. Yeah, so Flip, sorry, we're getting into the good weeds here. It's good weeds. Actually, there is an interesting thing, because Zagraves was also mentioning marketing, where they're saying that it seems like the Disney situation, where there's a small handful of megacorps being very cautious about what they're willing to put out. So you've got to turn to weird indies, and there's a marketing gap. Yes, but we are lucky because animation, I guess 3D is getting easier, but classic animation's still fucking hard to do. And even 3D to that quality still requires a massive amount, but you can make an indie game that rocks socks to the same level as a AAA title. And that is something that I find very, very successful. Visually not necessarily as comparable, but experientially, and I love that. The marketing... Oh, you said mid-market, not marketing. I apologize. Will with the misread there. Nice. What I was going to add was that the marketing gap is felt, and a lot of indie teams really do struggle. The problem does sometimes come down to is that even though the game is very well made by good people, that they don't have a good grasp on what sets their title apart from the market. Or it might be, and this is the sad thing, that it might be that they just spent 3 years making the same game that other people have spent 3 years making, and that theirs is not the big one, you know? Clank, you're not wrong from like an empathic standpoint, but it's just how it is. It's like how most companies, even if you're not a front-facing employee, you'll still have to sign away your image rights. That's standard practice. And this isn't a complaint, this is just an example. So, for example, when I got to do the face and voice of Willimus for Sonic, I wasn't paid anything additional, nor was there like a negotiation. They were like, "You want to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Now I wasn't expecting that, but I can't then turn around and go, "Hey, well, you're using my likeness for this video game. Gotta give me some more cash there." So, I mean, Clank, the good thing is, I mean, I'll be brutally honest with you, the good thing is there's loads of ways around it. The first one, and this is the one that everyone does, because there's no way to prove it, is what you do is you work on your project, and you don't tell people, and then you quit. And then suddenly you're working on this cool, great idea. Wow, good on you. Unless the game is directly like the title that you're working on, unless it uses assets that are similar and otherwise, you're fine. They can't prove. That is one of the good sides about how like video game copyright stuff works. Now, unfortunately, it does mean that at the indie space, someone can pretty much rip you off and just swap some stuff around, and then go for it, which is a bastard. But that's more a Mowgli thing than anything. So there's always ways around it. Oh no! Biggs, I mean, I'd give you a hug, mate, but it sounds like that would probably make it worse. Biggs is saying, you know how you know you're the oldest person in chat? You throw your back out taking a nap. Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah, Wolfgrad also agree. Like, don't use company hardware or your company email. And make sure your assets have nothing to do with any existing ones. But, yeah. Now, Clank, there are some newer mid-sized teams that do have, like, the if you make it, it's yours clauses and stuff like that. It's not unheard of. It's just, I'm mostly focusing on, like, big studio stuff right now. Alright, I'm going to kick this rat in, and then let's keep talking about this. Fucking hell. Alright, so you're gonna do that one now. Oh, it's a bad word! Okay. Ah! Okay. Oh, I mistimed that horribly. What you gonna do, Bubs? What you gonna do? Yes! Ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Another rat bites the dust. Ooh, the Rattus Augustus key. The key to Rattus Augustus. Stash of treasure. Ooh. Let's get some treasure. It's a slightly better crown. That's a nice crown. The crown of Rattus Augustus. I thought he feckin' had me dead to rights then.
Captain on the bridge.
Oh! Strager. What ho, friend? Hello, hello. How goes it? I just beat Rattus Augustus. How are you? Oh, okay. Hang on, let me get up to the throne room because Redgi filling his bug juice tankard there has made me desperate for the loo. Shit, I've got to remember, where's the... Alright, so there's munitions here, but I've got to go somewhere else for... Oh, Martin. Have a lovely rest of your evening, alright? I shall have a very good time with Rat Ventures, and I'll try and post pictures of both Dags and New Place. Let's get the cool stuff made. Strays has been productive. Almost all the presents wrapped for Christmas. Go you! Yeah, I know. That's why I've got these. Ooh. Okay, so Rattus Augustus Spear is one-handed. A big two-handed sword, but it weighs too much. Big old shield, but again, weighs too much. Oh, fancy helmet. The crown stays on. That's the rule. Oh, that's very heavy. God, we can't be far off of getting everything in this. Asari says they're really behind on gifts. My card got declined on a bunch of friendo's Christmas presents, and so now their stuff's not showing up until after Christmas. I was going to annoy a friend to see if he'll take me to a place this evening so I can pick up gifts and things for friendos, but I'm like, one, do I have enough time to nip off for like an hour and change to go do a thing? And two, is it mean of me to feck off to go do that and leave Fiona here by herself? That feels cheeky. Okay. Okay. I am going to nip to the loo in just a second. Cryosticks. What, ho friend? Hello, hello. Been enjoying some dives into the random box at their Helsinki game store. And apparently found an unmarked game disc with a picture of Sybil from Silent Hill, rated M. That's how you get curses. Like, you're going to play that and Sybil's coming out the screen. You're going to share that game with 10 people. Oh, lovely. Cryosticks found a Skyrim Premium Edition postcard from 2012. Oh, God, yeah. The old... Was it 12-12-12? For Skyrim? No, Skyrim was 11-11-11, right? Yeah. But yeah, I want to get some teeny tiny presents for friendos, so that, like, because so many people are helping us move or have helped us out this year, and like, I know it's like, yo, you have a present coming, but there's something about that feels really bleh. So I want to see if I can go get little presents for people today, because it's like half my friendo group, their stuff came in. Including some that I cannot wait to show you all. But then for other people, it just went, nah, your money's fucked. No presents for your friends. And I'm like, no. So I'm trying to rectify that at the same time as trying to move house. Okay, friendos, I'm just gonna nip to the loo. I'm gonna be back in just a second. And then, I mean, I'd like to keep chatting on the, like, incubators and concepts like that, because, you know, I'm all about trying to find ways to make more fascinating and interesting titles in a way that's sustainable. Like, don't get me wrong, I know I'm being very, very idealistic today when talking about, like, incubators and indie teams and things like that, because for those to work, the incubators and R&D setups, you have to have a successful product. You have to have a Destiny or a Halo to be able to make a Halo ODST. I'm not naive to that. But then I think with big companies like EA that make so much money doing shenanigans, so much so that they've had to pass legislation, like, taking some of that and empowering fresh and interesting games of empowering fresh and interesting creatives, like, feckin' yo, should that not be the goal of this? Alright, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back in a second. Hello, hello. I'll leave you with Redgi and his sick bards. Sorry, bear with me just a second, friends. Everybody wants something from... Oh! Numbers, you cheeky Mother Hubbard. You cheeky Mother Hubbard. Thank you kindly. Sneaking it in there. Bear with me a second, dear friends. Someone is asking for a thing. And yeah, I got leftover pizza. It's glorious. Immediately dies. Classy. How do I survive? Oh, how do I survive? Oh, excuse me. Alright. I'm not dead! I'm not dead! Oh. Clang's like, please don't die. There's only one of you. At least there should. If there's multiple wills out there, we're in for some serious trouble. Oh. Fred, wouldn't that basically just be like, I don't know, like
Who wants
whiskey
to
skills?
sing?
And Captain Stephanie Barnes, head of House Valkyrie. Thank you kindly for the host. Sorry, where are my manners? So, Anonymous Ghost, Lyris, and Spooky Ghost again. Be they the same ghost or two different ones. Joking and choking aside, thank you kindly for the bits, alright? Like, it's got a whole feckin' bunch. Oh, Halo Grunt's getting cardboard will ready for dinner. Good. At least his table manners are solid. What have you... So, Captain Steph... Redgi managed to defeat the ancient Rat King Augustus in the place beneath the palace. And now we need to... now we need to take on the challenge of kings to hopefully unlock the key that will let us find out the great secret kept in the keep. And we shan't be using poisons, because those are unsporting. That's a lot of people to kick ass to. A great shrine to our father, which will soon be a tournament arena. Sorry, just choking on some pizza. Oh. And Phyllis, to answer your question, I think a bottle of ginger mead would be both. I mean, it's mead. I'm gonna fucking love it. Oh, okay. Ikoa says, who installed cookie clickers on my phone? There is too many cookies. River! River! Oh my god! No need to defend the house! Everything happened so much. Right, where were we? You will have to remind me, dear friends. Now, while we are desperately trying to remember what it was the conversation topic was, here are our choices for combat. We can fight Grey Ears of the White Whiskers or Cat and Blacktail. I mean, Cryosticks, that does make for a lovely challenge. Sorry, the new dog is getting along with River Lovely, though little Amos wants to play all the time. All the time. So we've been finding ways to kind of tucker him out. You know what? I think I'm going to take on Cat and Blacktail first. But he's doing wonderful. Needs a lot of training. But...
Captain Blacktail, a treacherous pirate, notorious for his adventures across the 3 seas. Redgi wondered if he was as fearsome on land.
He is a pirate. A pirate. Harvest of Char!
A pirate?
A pirate. How good. And Numbers, thank you for the 200 friend. Tanari, wow, what? Oh, hello, hello. Sorry, I just saw Jackie's. Have you tried teaching the dog vector maths? That's pretty tiring. I have not. I'll suggest it to Fiona as a training technique. Now, if you excuse me, I have a date with a pirate. Wellity, wellity, wellity. If it isn't old Blackbeard, the one-legged rat with a gun and a coin. Shields up! I got one of those. Oh, cool. So he can do a Shoryuken. Oh, and Gun Carter. What up, Blacktail? How's that half health looking? Go on, Reggie! Keyboards. Huh. Lyris was asking if I ever feel bad that we can heal but our enemies can't. I'm like, if I have it, it's fair and balanced. If they have it, it's bullshit and chips. That's the gaming rule. Okay. Once more into the fray, dear friends. I think I can beat this guy. Though it may take us more than a day to get through these. Oh, feck you, mate. Little bastard. Apparently he has magic bullets. I don't get magic bullets, what the hell? Yeah, I've had to change my personal philosophy on shields are just time you could be spent attacking. Okay, well, you make a good point. I haven't actually asked for magic bullets yet. Just gotta be real careful with that. Oh, come on! What you got, Blackbeard? Oh, okay, just regular attacks then, like a nerd. I don't know if you saw, that bullet went backwards. Gun! Get to heck!
The scurvy sea rat put up a good fight. But Redgi thought the captain might
Thank
be better
you,
off
thank
sticking to the
you!
ocean.
His name was a pun, but he ain't got shit on us. Oh yeah, no, you're right, sorry. It's a trick gun. Trick gun barrel. Woohoo! I don't know if we've got anything we can spend gold. I don't think there's anything left to spend gold on. Reggie should probably look into, like, understanding why it is that he seeks a life of non-stop violence. And that his first act of king was 1, go kill some undead. 2, set up a tournament so he can fight people for his kingdom. Although, he is a good fighter, so it kind of makes for a great PR move, you know what I'm saying? Okay, next up, Grey Ears at the White Whiskers. With a hop on his step, Grey Ears bounces into the tournament grounds.
The
Who
remnants
wants
of
to
White
sing?
Whiskers had sent their most agile warrior. It would take more than a hop and a skip to overcome the formidable Grey Ears.
Hi, Boyd.
Hello. If you haven't met him, this is Amos. Look at his little face. Look at his little face. How big yours? So, what is our planned mission for the rest of today? Just pack and get stuff ready?
Have to get stuff ready. Guinea Nation's gotta move.
Okay, I just realised the desk will have to go with the movers, won't it?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. So, I'll get this taken down. Oh, to Eternal Cinder, hello.
You have many hours to figure that out. They're not coming in between 12 and 3.
I know. The thing that I was pondering is, do I want to go get backup gifts for people this evening?
If we have time.
Well, I didn't want to leave you with all the stuff and things because I was going to bribe Aperios and be like, hey, if I bribe you with stuff, can we go on a little tiny road trip?
We have days before Christmas.
The move is pretty important, Will.
I know.
I think you're getting a little ahead of time. What are you looking at, buddy?
What are you looking at? So you can smell the pizza. Yums. Look at this. Look at this little face. So, sorry, let me focus on the task at hand. This is Amos. He is our newest puppy. He is a little rescue. He is a pitbull mix something. And he is a feckin' sweetheart. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He has more energy than Sin. And he is a rough and tumble puppy player.
Nice.
He's just such a sweet-tempered dog. Honestly, like once
Fearless says his real name is Timmy.
No one's supposed to know that. At the moment, we need to get to not pee on the couch. But aside from that, like, he's doing real good.
Yes.
Like, as a rescue dog, as we're saying to people, like, he's not aggressive with other dogs. He's not aggressive with people. He's not food aggressive. He loves food.
I did just get them more of those chews they like so much.
So hopefully they'll stop fighting over it.
No, like when somebody else when River grabs hers, he goes sweet and then grabs hers, and then she goes and grabs his, and he's like, no, I want that one now.
But that's just because he's a lovable shepherd. Yours. You're not allowed to taste pizza until you're well behaved. That will be
Not
many
allowed
years.
to taste pizza ever.
You're not allowed to. Tell you what, start getting. When you are very well behaved in the house, Amos, then you can start using me as a soft touch, like River does. But you have to be well behaved first, because otherwise I'd be spoiling you and giving you bad habits for life, as opposed to treating you when you are very well behaved. You will learn in time that I am the soft touch of the two of them. Sorry, I know you came here for rat-flavored violence, but now it's just dog o'clock.
He's like, I am on the level of the pizza.
Yep. Sees glory. That's what you work towards. Train well.
Yeah.
Train well, Amos. Become the pizza lord.
He's like, give me the pizza.
Give me the pizza. Give me the pizza. Like, we're friends. We've only had him, like, what, a week? If that?
Yeah.
And he's already... Look at it. I could just cuddle him. Oh, cuddle.
He's like, I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Give me the pizza. No, you don't end up. No.
Yeah.
No pizza.
Eternal Cinder, you are correct. This is now a dog cuddling stream. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. No pizza for Amos. Because I don't want
already
you...
seen it.
I better eat it quick then.
What you doing, Amos? Hey. All right. Come with me. Come with me. Come on. I know the pizza's in there. Come here.
Go on,
bud.
bub. So much dog slobber on my arm now. Aw. Biggs also has 2 rescues.
I did watch a video about assassin teapots. They are interesting and cool. So hidden and trick weapons a thing. Also,
Oh, yes.
sends doggo cuddles for both doggos.
Aw. Well, as you saw, cuddles were dispensed.
Hey, no nipping.
Ikoa says to give credit to Amos. Now Ikoa wants pizza as well. Yeah. Again, I'm not the friendo you come to have less pizza in your life. You know, I'm not. I am the friend who is awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's like, yeah, I will play some Storybook Brawl or listen to a natter. I'm not the friend you come to if you want to buy less video games, or drink less booze, or eat less pizza. Oh, and yeah, sorry.
You said something about bribing someone for a road trip. What would this road trip entail and what would the bribe be?
So bribe depends on the person. But from the conversation with Fiona, I can glean that, like, basically Fiona wants help with more of packing and takedown tonight this evening. So my get people little teeny tiny Christmas presents before Christmas Day is going to have to wait, sadly. But no, numbers. Thank you, Connie, for the offer, dude. I really do appreciate it. Right, you have to come check out the new place soon. I mean, I guess you get to check out the old place, but I mean, you didn't miss a lot. All the key features will be coming with, that being guinea pigs and a bunch of dogs. Yeah, and numbers, there's actually something I was musing on the other day, and I do feel guilty because I keep forgetting. There's so much stuff that happens so often, and I feel like I spend most of my time putting out fires. And then suddenly, like, I've said we'll hang out, and like 4 months have passed. Anyway, on that subject, let's go fight a bouncy rabbit. Alright, shield up! King Reginald! Oh, that old chestnut. Oh, you do damage when you... Joke's on you. I have a gun. Alright. Show off. Okay, feck you. Feck you! Okay. I think some shenanigans just happened there. Some ninja flipping bad words. It's just like the luchador mole rat, but with a spear. But yeah, so sorry, going back to what you're saying about like trick weapons, there are some famous ones. One of the things that I think was really fun to show people was after Bloodborne came out and was to a huge success, was being like, nah, the sheer amount of weapons from Bloodborne are based on real things that were made. It makes my little heart happy. Ah, thanks for all the fish, Watto. Hello. While this is our first playthrough, we've done everything except for the tournament grounds. So we're currently working on unlocking the grand secrets. And we've also been talking a lot about like game development stuff, and I've been, I guess, raving, let's be honest, about what I'd like to see more teams doing, which is having like internal incubation setups.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Oh, and sorry, that's fucking cool of you, thank you. Sorry, gifted a sub to thanks for all the fish. Fucking yo. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done everything at this point, aside from the tournament grounds. Yeah, the last thing we have is the secret door, which unlocks these 2 rooms. Which we will gain if we can beat this.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja
Hey!
Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
Fearless son with a fan of knives, you fucking legend. You don't have to play catch up. That is not. But I'm very grateful, is what I'm saying. You managed to get Luigi fan, Red Scar Tiger, Felsting Beetle, Zura, and Lamalot. Fearless, fucking thank you, friend. And to thanks for all the fish. What am I drinking? Out of game, coffee. In game, pure refined bug juice. See, Lamalot, you hesitated, and that's when House Carl gets you. Hesitation. listen, Hobbs. Oh no! Spear beat gun? Alright, this rabbit is cruising for a bruising. Phyllis was just adding the talk of Bloodborne puts him in the mood to hunt. Now, one of the fun things about trick weapons that... Okay, it's fun for us, less fun for historians because they get all fighty about it. But we don't actually know how practical trick weapons were. There's some French duelist weapons that we know were employed. Basically, like, pre-French Revolution, you know, the French aristocracy had stupid money. And duels were frequent, you know, for honor or drunken nonsense or what have you. So French lords would commission increasingly complicated trick weapons. So, I mean, you've probably all seen the rapier with a pistol loaded into it. But there were ones with hidden knives, spring blades. The great big Zweihander from the Highlander with the flick-out blades in it, like, that's based on a real French weapon that had flick-out blades. Actually, cane swords were less aristocracy, more like hidden personal defense. I mean, thanks for the fish. I do try. I do try. But it's fascinating that a large proportion of trick weapons came out of a time of ostentatious wealth, where very, very rich people would sometimes find themselves in duels. And so they needed every edge on the other person that didn't involve improving themselves as a human. I mean, we've all seen, I think, the butcher's pistol, which is a pistol with a butcher's hatchet in it. Catastrophe said they saw a few real-life trick weapons when their dad visited the Tower of London. Okay, and I don't mean to, just for the sake of conversation, not for like any gatekeeping reasons, but like, I consider a cane sword to be a hidden weapon. Trick weapons, I always like to think of as you know, ye olde tactical. You know, it's a sword. It's a sword, but it's also a throwing knife, a shotgun, and a dishwasher. You know what I mean? It's obviously something used for conflict, but it's got a hidden special move. Whereas the idea of the cane sword initially came from self-defense. You know, if a gentleman about town is carrying a cane already, a cane sword could be the thing that stops you if you get mugged at night. Zeke says, where the hell do I get a dishwasher sword? Internet. Although, Dishwasher the Vampire Samurai is a cracking game if you need a stopgap. Okay, everybody likes the sword with the built-in dishwasher. Maybe I need to get into, like, I don't know, sword selling. Alright. Listen here, hippity-hoppity. Hippity-hoppity, get off my property! Oh, Eli. Oh. So, caffeine, it is worth saying, yeah, cane swords and hidden weapons like that in real life right now are super illegal. Like, super illegal. But the old medieval stylings. And now, Sari was saying about how ninjas used guns. Ninjas, while there is an air of mysticism around them, were basically spies and saboteurs and assassins first. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the romantic idea of the ninja martial artist and the super kung fu with a sword. But for the most part, like, the role of the ninja was to wreck someone's day using whatever means necessary, and that included like gunpowder firearms. It included, poisons. One of my favorite little ninja facts, which I know we all know, but I always feel helps encapsulate them in conversation, is that the iconic ninja sword isn't anything special. It's cheap. So the straight ninja sword that's iconic from so many places just comes out of the fact that it's cheap and disposable. You stab someone up, you throw it away. Gets broken, doesn't matter. You can just ditch it at a moment's notice. It isn't a family sword passed down from generation to generation, forged over years. Nah, it's like Wilco's. It's your Greg's budget sword, It's your Boots value meal stabber. I've always loved that. I'm trying to remember some more. Now. Yeah, caffeine. It wasn't art, it was a tool. Now, the uses of garden tools as weapons is a kind of a fascinating one in Japanese history, because the ninja clans that adopted those was mostly a formalization of manners in which like small villages and things had defended themselves from, brigands and bandits and whatnot. And some of them turned out to be very, very effective. Like the sickle and chain, if used right, is brutal, but it's not like a weapon that was crafted, through honed martial arts. It was, well, I've got this sickle and I've got this chain, let's go. And it's a great thing to just fucking whip at someone from a distance. Kunai and a chain. I've not actually looked into kunai and how legit they were actually as use. Now I think about it. And yeah, sorry, no, it was the Iga and the somebody else were the two ninja clans during the Sengoku Jidai. It's so fucking fascinating. Zagrave says, on a similar, this is an everyday weapon, because they have 4.5 feet of hair, they need very big, strong hairpins, so they routinely carry 6 inches of pointed, wrought iron on their head at any given time. Lama saying kunai were refashioned garden trowels. It's one sphere of that I've not really looked into. Oh, right, if you'll excuse me, I need to go beat a rabbit to death with that. You know what? I don't like saying that out loud. You of the Bunny Arena, we salute you. Okay, 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 Mr. Spinny Blade of nonsense. What? Yes. And Lyris, I don't think we'll be finishing this tonight, but the conversation is very, very good. And this is the thing. The Sengoku Jidai was a period of history that I've always enjoyed reading up about. And, like, the myth versus the historical fact, you can find so much fun in both styles, and one doesn't override the other. I've never been a fan of, when you're watching a movie with people and they're like, actually, that's not how that weapon would have been used in that particular period. But then again, knowing the grounding can often accentuate games and media in ways that improve the experience, I enjoy Samurai Champloo as much as I enjoy, I don't know, 100 Assassins or whatever it's called.
So, Assassin's Tools could be a sneaky trick teapot. Sound like a fun time as a plot point and a not getting found out. The synths behind it is cool.
I mean, Sorry. Thank you for the 200 bits. It's real kind of you. There are a large proportion of different, air quotes, trick teapots with different uses from throughout history. So it's not like, when you say sword cane, you mean one thing specific. When you say trick teapot, there are so many. There were certain ones where a gentle twist of the pot would change where the water was pouring from. So it allowed you to kill somebody by pouring them poison cup and then changing ever so slightly and pouring yourself the unpoisoned cup. God. For as long as people have been brewing things in pots, we've been killing each other with them. This rabbit's kicking my ass. This cannot stand. This cannot stand. Right, Maida. Wellity. Here we are again, Bun Bun. See, the thing is, his launch doesn't actually cause me damage. That little combo is lethal. Okay, that's right. And there we go. Bonk!
Hair. Grey Ears put up a hearty challenge.
He did!
But his grand hops were no match for Redgi's iron will.
I want you all to translate iron will into bloodlust and drinking problem. Oh, check it out! Look! One of the rats dancing in the background is the king of the guard. He did make it. Sorry, the head of the guard. And our blacksmith brother and our cooking brother are both in the background. I don't know if you've noticed, but our main brother is not there. What do you mean the gun's OP? It's legit. It's a totally legit strategy. I can't do mad backflips like a feckin' ninja rabbit. Oh, Zagraves does have a new teapot coming in, friends. So I'm sorry to inform you, no one is allowed to brew poison in that. Like, it's Zagraves' teapot. So we're just gonna keep it a poison brewing free environment. Okay, Brother Dennis, Captain of the Royal Guard. Oh, Dennis. What you gonna do, buddy?
Dennis had returned with a vengeance. Fully armed to the whiskers. He'd already lost one tournament, and was determined he wouldn't lose another.
For the record, even before we had the hammer and were cool, we kicked Dennis's ass. That's how we became king. And then in the big throwdown, he was about as useful as a fart in a spacesuit. So, like, I can only assume that Dennis has unlocked some bullshit superpower. Because unless he's got, like, a Kamehameha or some Dragon Ball tier shenanigans, he ain't got shit. Oh, looks like you got the pirate's coin. We meet again, Dennis. Oh, you got a slow swing, alright. Oh, look at me, my name's Dennis, and I use a crossbow like a big wing. Alright. Oh, okay. Alright, his swing is so heavy. Oh. It's going to take a while to get his timing down. Oh, interrupting my binge drinking. Oh, okay. But his overhead's so quick. I almost need to, like... Oh! Thank you, Dennis! Kind of your bullshit. You know, you know I'm the king, right? You have to let me win. Sorry, Almas was like, hey, the moles give me this. Is that a bazooka? Fuck! Hello, River. How you doing, big girl? How you doing? How you doing? Look who's come to cheer me on. It's River. Hello, River. Hey, River. Sure. You done defending the house? You done with defending the house? I mean, Krypton, at this point, I wouldn't actually be surprised if that rabbit shows up in a Hind D and it gets all Metal Gear Solid. God, I've had this game called Unmetal for a while, which I really want to show you all. And I will be showing you after Christmas. Because it's feckin' genius. It's a parody of classic Metal Gear. Not Metal Gear Solid, but classic Metal Gear. And there's some brilliant features in it. I'm gonna tell you about one of them, just to give you an understanding of the quality of this game. When guards sneeze, there's an area around them that if you're too close to them, you'll instinctively say bless you, which will then give you away. So good. Oh yeah, and Red Bunny Dragon, like there's a lot of humour in Unmetal. So yeah, it's definitely one I'm looking forward to streaming for you all. Alright. Reginald von Bastard. Okay, can't shimmy past that. Almost. Oh, come on! Yeah, whatever. Let me have my drink first.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Who was that? Moose, you feckin' legend.
What ho ho ho.
What ho 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 to you too, Moose? How are you doing, friend? Oh, he does jumps now. Thank you, Reggie. No, I'm Reggie. Thank you, Dennis. Oh. Someone's been hanging out with a feckin' rabbit. My gun's bigger than your gun. Oh! Oh, someone got a new moveset. Oh, I am Peebles Fecht. Red Bunny Dragon, I have heard of a game called Barony. Oh, and Moose, that's lovely to hear. That's lovely to hear. Moose was though saying they're on break right now, but work's going real good. And thanks. Oh, that's what I get for looking away. Alright, that's the timing I need to get down. That is not. Alright, that does not work either. I'm sorry, are we not doing blocking today? Alright, I guess we're not. Sorry, so thanks for all the fish was asking if anyone's heard of Century Age of Ashes. It doesn't ring a bell. But, I mean, especially this year, I feel like even having a solid grasp of video games, it's really been hard to keep up with everything. Yeah, whatever, mate. Okay. Just not gonna... God, that timing's so hard to get down. Leave me alone, I'm drinking! There we go, that's what we like. Oh, except for when he does hippity hoppity. Am I hanging out with a rabbit? Alright, I guess I'm not allowed to have a combo there. So, 1, 2, get out. Oh! Such a bastard. Oh, Sentry is the arena PvP riding dragon battle. Oh, I had heard of that one. It looks like a video game. It is certainly very curious. Exceedingly curious. I'd be more interested... Because I think Flair's about the only person I know who's played it. 1, 2, head out. And then shoot him in the booty. 1, 2, get out. Haha! 1, 2, and get out. Shoot him in the booty. Being rude to his king. Alright, well. Oh yeah, keep leveling your sword, Dingleberry. Keep leveling your sword. I will shoot you. How does he get extra crossbows? 1, 2, and out we go. Oh, look at me, my name's Redgi. Max bullets. 1, 2, out we go. Alright. Yeah. Go. Yes! In your face, Dennis!
The bitterness of defeat at his younger brother's paws.
Cry me a river, Dennis! Cry me a river! You're shit at fighting, Dennis! You're a disappointment, and you always will be.
I don't know whose voice I'm doing. Beck you, Dennis. Beck you, Dennis. To anyone watching whose first name is Dennis, wasn't a personal attack. Just want to be sure on that one. He did not, however, have a hind D. Unless that's going to be the big reveal. Redgi would continue to drink and do violence throughout the day. Alright, we're doing real well. How many more have we got? Avar, Warden of the Northern Wastes, is used to protecting the kingdom from marauding beasts than fighting kings in tournaments. Alright.
Eivor was an old ally of King Rattus. Side by side, the pair had fought frog scum together many times. Could Redgi live up to his father? Eivor was here to find out.
And Star Watto, friend, thank you for the 100 bits. The packing is going slowly. Oh. All right, Kathy, what are you thinking? What is your suggestion? Oh, but yes, so start. How are you doing? Watto, hello. Yes, we are middle of brand new puppy and Pack-ageddon. We went to the new place last night and it was lovely. Oh, can I win this next fight in 2 attempts? Oh, And numbers, the movers are helping us tomorrow, but it's kind of it's going on kind of throughout the next few days. Like I said in announcements, like my goal will be to still stream and hang out with you lot every day, but it might be just phone streams with a cuppa rather than being like a full-on pageant of Redgi the Great. Oh, tasty lunch. Oh. I had leftover pizza, so I'm not doing too badly. And now I must fight and face one of the Northern Kings. Alright, and this gives people a chance to throw some mead points in. I'm still amazed that the Dabbage War this morning.
He doth not see no king, but a brother, that know not his place. Brother against brother, they fight, such folly. The tragic tale is to turn blood against blood.
I mean, the only thing that I've been doing is dispensing an ass whooping to my brother, am I right? Crowd cheers. There's no way that us beating our brother repeatedly in an arena of combat is ever going to come back and end up being a bad thing. Just heading away from the arena grounds. Marats. Hello, brother. I'm you. Also, was our king... Okay, was the king's name, first name Rattus, or family name Rattus? Because that would make us Redgi Rattus, which, you know what? Not gonna lie, not the coolest name I've heard in a while. It is not.
The younger bested his elder brother. Memory is short. History is ageless. Let's hope no grudge stains generations to come.
No, there's no way this goes badly. There's no way anything badly comes like this. Alrighty. Okay. Sorry, just making sure I've done all the stuff and things. Okay, Zagraves, you do make a very good point that they are an aristocracy, which makes them inherently uncool. Okay, bets have been placed. Can I beat Altor? Oh shit! Yeah, Fred, what if that is the dark secret that's unveiled, or even revealed after the tournament? See, friends, we're not just doing this as like an after the credits boss rush. This isn't just for the sake of it. Completing this tournament will grant us a key to a room kept hidden. Something the old king wished no one would find. Oh, he brought a minion! Oh, bullshit chips. Go for some more of them bullets. Oh, feck me. Alright. Oh, okay. Oh, shit, the bed! Alright. Okay. Ah, pee in a bin bag. Alright. So that was one try. And see, Triple Two, I'm actually not sure why the tournament holder has the key. Because surely we are the tournament holder, but whatever. Just gotta watch out for that little... Okay, Redgi, I need you to get out of there, mate. Ah, peoples. How did I do so much worse the second time? Little fucking bastard. I'm sorry, friends. Fuck. Once more, Redgi! Oh, okay. You're going over there. All right. Oh. All right. You're just making shit up now. Anyone want to see me beat a king to death with another king? Okay, here we go! Once allies, now soon to be locked up in my fucking dungeon and tortured. Oh, where's the king from the Great North? No, I don't know. Haven't seen him in ages. What's that? What's that yelling sound coming from the dungeon? No idea. Okay. Okay. Yeah, piss off, you little bastard. I will say the way in which the crowd cheers when you get hits in feels real good, though. Alright. It's really hard to read his movements. See what I mean? I can't tell if he's going to do that little spinny move or what have you. Fuck! So mad. So mad! First things first, beat this little bastard to death with a hammer. Oh, cool. You're just in now. All right. Didn't quite get the ricochet there, which would have been nice. He's like, I'm going to jump in the middle. Just kidding. Cool. That's just you now. Boof, boof, boof. Oh, cool. You know what? Waste a bullet there. Thank you, you bastard. Here's my gun. Fuck! God damn it! There will be no alliance after this. I get the feckin' moles to build me a super weapon. There won't even be a north after this. Dear the king. Little friend's a piece of shit. I'm gonna beat him to death with a hammer. Oh, cool. That's your... Worth it.
You're supposed to beat them with karate, or at least squeak in a few hits with a flurry of blows. Pride laugh.
Fuck! Well, congratulations, Pun Spectre. Once again, your terrible jokes slay. But this time it was Regicide, or Regicide, if you will. Now that Reggie... Okay, so Lyris, I apologise. I didn't see you fill in the pint glass. So thank you kindly on that one. And Pun Spectre, sincerely, thank you. Feckin' ledge. Right, once more into the fray, dear rat friends. You little shit. Yeah, get fecked! Alright, now the fight can begin proper. Okay. I see, that one always gets me, because he jumps. Oh, come on! See. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him in the back. Back off!
Admitting defeat, Redgi
Get out of here!
passed the old rat's challenge. The young rat truly was the people's king.
Sorry, River. It's okay. River, it's okay. I'm just fighting rat people. It's okay. Huzzah! And Shackle, how are you doing? Also, Pun Spectre, I didn't give you a proper what ho. Hello and welcome! River, come here. River, come here. Good girl. Good
girl. A fitting reward for
oh shit!
the mouse. Redgi was presented with the King's Key. It's a good thing Doug had eventually found it, as Redgi had been sorely tempted to break the lock himself. But as they say, curiosity kills the rat.
Oh shit, friends, this is it. It does seem that King Rattus, King Rattus's old friend, was the last challenge for us. Also in book, what ho friend? Hello, hello. Yeah, I feel bad about getting those mole-made nuclear weapons now. I feel kind of guilty. Right, so this is it. This is the last mystery of this game for us. The King's last kept secret. I'll be honest, there's a certain amount of trepidation. Like, I've been enjoying this game so much. I feel like I don't want to say goodbye, you know? We don't have anything in the inventory left to trade in. No prints. We'll sit in our throne for a moment and contemplate our great victories. Seriously though, that hammer was absolutely worth that bastard of a fight early on. And I really do feel like... I don't feel like the hammer was a cheap weapon in so much as I feel like we earned it. Ooh. Yeah, Eternal Cinder, we have come a long way. And I will say as well, this wasn't one of those games I was expecting us to be as enamored with as we ended up becoming. In a good way. Oh, it's like we have almost every set of armor. There's one hat missing. Although that might be the hat that we're wearing. So that's a good point. Yes, this is the hat that we're wearing, because that's Rattus's setup. Oh no, or the ancient rat. God, no. Because you see, the thing is, friends, there have been a lot of, like, air quotes, 2D Dark Souls. And there have been a lot of games that have drawn inspiration from Salt and Sanctuary and stuff like that. And I honestly thought this was going to be similar to those, but with nice art. I didn't think this would be the game we would spend 6 streams on, you know? I didn't think this would be the game that we'd become so... Like, I could see myself getting a tattoo of this. This might have to be entered into the Longship Halls of Fame. The Great Hall of video games. Or maybe we open this door and it's all a dream and it ends up being terrible. But either way, you all ready to find out with me? Thanks, internal organs, for making that noise there.
The king's chamber smelled of fresh lilac and gooseberries, while the bed glistened with crisp silk sheets. Strangely, a slight breeze blew from behind the bookcase.
Okay, the old king rat had a cuddly rat that he slept next to. That is the cutest shit ever. Also, that's a lot of gold back there. And a glowing lamp? Oh, it's a save. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna bust open Dad's bookshelf. Penny Peruna, what, ho friend? Alright, I'm gonna hold fire just in case any of Penny's lot don't want to see what we're about to get into. But we've had loads of cool people raids today. This has been great. So, Penny Peruna, how was your stream? What were you up to? Hello, hello. Sorry for going to space for a second there. How goes it? We have just done the last challenge of Tales of Iron. So far as we know, we have gotten into the old king's bedroom, and in the room beyond this is something. We're going to be pressing on forward now, but if you want to, like, if you want to bounce and avoid spoilers, I totally understand. Eternal Cinder, you're right. Could just be like the extra fermented cheese, like the old cheese. It could be. It could brie. It could brie. Even River just gave me a look like, did you just go there? Look, I'm trying here. I'm trying. So yeah, to those of you who have just joined us, Watto and welcome. Now, I'm sorry to ask you to do this, Redgi, but is getting into the hidden room the Gouda ending? Oh, sorry, we need to use the katana.
A slight draft from behind the bookcase. You know what that means. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel tilde.
Through the mountain! Secret tunnel! Ah! Professor Upsadaisian with Havati at it! Katana versus bookshelf. Alright, friends. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, so Penny Peruna, Watto friend. We're about...
Redgi was never a fan of reading anyway.
Yeah, reading, time spent reading is time you could spend drinking and fighting. Those books were priceless collectibles! Our entire rat history lost! Maybe you could have just moved it, Redgi. Maybe you could have just moved it. But yeah, so Penny Peruna, Watto, hello. Thank you for the raid. I hope you've had a lovely day. We are about to get into the very, very end of Tales of Iron. So if you need to tap out to avoid spoilers, I completely understand. But just know from here on in, this is the after the grand tournament reveal. Alright? Alright. Last warning has been delivered. King Redgi's going to stick next to the cute, cuddly rat. Also, Redgi, steal your dad's room. It's very nice than yours.
Are you happy, sir? LeVar Burton is crying somewhere right now over that bookshelf.
Reading Rainbow. Oh, and Penny says they were doing good, was playing Don't Starve, and died anyway. Bit discouraging, that. I mean, it's not called Have a Happy Time and Everything Will Be Alright. Alright. Here we go. Oh, okay. So it's a secret little tower. Oh, and Bacon, thank you kindly for the 200 bits. And Lyris, you've been topping the pint glass up a whole bunch. Shackle, thank you for the 200 as well. What the fuck? Verminstein, as in... Oh, God. He just pulled his arm off! He's throwing ribs at me! Yo, is that King Rattus? Oh, crap.
Today we learned that apparently Dad was kinky.
God darn it. Alright, I'm doing my best here, friends. Ah, see, it's that one that always throws me off. Because he hippity-hoppity's past us. And I feel like I've missed getting hit. God, I can't wait for this guy to have more forms! Yeah, sorry, this is the secret room. Like, I don't... Okay, cool. If that is our dad, then shit is bad. C222, have a lovely rest of your day. Here's the thing, friends. I've only got, like, maybe 10 minutes on the clock if we skip credits. I thought this would be the big reveal. But that there was some kind of, like... So the undead creatures beneath the ways... Like, perhaps this was an attempt to bring the king back? Oh, okay. So you can just do that. Okay. His parryable move is so hard to see. Oh, okay. This is why he's so brutal. He's got the super frogs set up. Feckin'. God darn it. Ah, so close. So close. Lyris, it's not a bad shout, but it would take us a while to go get poison. Okay, that move homes in. Okay, focus. Okay, that wasn't focusing at all. Yes! Yes!
This half-rat, half-frog abomination must have been the work of his father. Redgi wondered whether this was the source of all the undead in the crypts. Another of King Radis' secrets, best kept hidden.
Feckin' we.
Feckin' we. So I guess now we know how King Radis was managed to turn the tides. Fucking yo. I think that's it, friends. I think that's it. I think we've done it. I mean, that was a hell of a fight. And a larger portion of it was like that rat had a mix of two different bosses' fighting styles, which was very curious. No, Shaka, we did not get anything for the fight. Like, I think that were the end. Yeah. Although, Zagraves, I'm not sure if seeing that makes Redgi want to drink less or more. Yeah, the friends we made along the way. Fucking yo. So friends, I'm glad we got to clear all of that together. I do need to roll credits and pass you on to another lovely Mother Hubbard.
And this is why Redgi gave up bug juice and took up rum.
Yeah, a much more healthy substance. Yeah, Lyris, remember when I said I wouldn't finish it tonight? I was wrong. It turns out there are 3 achievements left. Collect all other medals, which is collect all other achievements. Complete Redgi's armory and defeat Green Wart in Bloody Whisker mode. I don't know what Bloody Whisker mode is. Thanks for all the fish. I believe this has been 100%. Aside from doing like a difficulty playthrough. But what a phenomenal game. This is absolutely going into the Longship Hall of Fame. Like, this has been a spectacular game. It's just every part of it has been so thought out and gorgeous. But you know what? If we're saying goodbye, I'm not going to say goodbye in a castle keep. Because that was never Redgi's style. For all the drinking and violence, Redgi was always a restless boy. And he's yet still a restless king. So let's head over to the Ranger's Lodge. This is where I want to bring our little adventure to a close. Redgi's style is sewers. Okay, so friends, I do apologise that I have to kind of love you and leave you. I need to be taking a call at 4. So, friends, thank you for coming with me on this little journey. Thank you for all that you do. And I really hope you enjoyed this. I did not know this was going to be as good as it ended up being. And fucking yo. I do wonder if the team behind this are going to continue to add stuff to this, much like Hollow Knight. So there has been a lot of post-release content, so maybe we will come back to Redgi's Adventures. I'll keep an eye on it to see if they do anything more. Thanks for the fish. The luck is most fervently needed. Now, friends, this week there will be streams. They will be intermittent. Some of them might just be mobile phone streams from the new place or what have you. I hope that by Christmas Eve we'll be back at full operations, and we're going to play Hades on Christmas Eve because we all love that game, let's be honest. And I know usually we play a Half-Life game. Yeah, and then the fun starts with unpacking. Fun is a strong word. Look, love you all. I'll be on Discord, nattering with you all. If any of you want to organise any Vidya Gamery stuff, you have my permission. Oh, and Boxing Day, we're going to do an Animal Crossing kind of gift giving. So we're just going to hang out on people's islands and just have a good day of it. Probably off stream, but yeah, if you are playing Animal Crossing and want to hang out with some people on Boxing Day, that is the thing that we're doing. Right, if you need me, I am going to be putting stuff into boxes. Friends, let me just say my thank yous very quickly. I can always mute my mic whilst we're doing raids and stuff. No, but seriously, I meant what I said earlier. The only reason I'm getting to do this stuff is because you lot keep me afloat, kept me alive during the weirdest part of history, and let me have a real life. So thank you. I'd specifically like to say thank you to J-Post, Kimball, Lyris Dagon, Down on a Dwarf, Ehrman, and Eternal Cinder, thank you for the follow. Ehrman, Asari Greenfire, Bacon Avenger, Shackle Draconis, Some Numbers, Anonymous Spooky Ghost Cheerers, Wolfcrad, Pun Spectre, Fearless Sun, C222, Zagraves, This is Star, and Rainier. Like, bits are the things that keep this going, so thank you, all of you. Your moderators today was Caffeine, Lizzie T. Power, and Rhymes with Moose. And not only Duke of Dim, but also Eternal Cinder are our new follow peoples, and I hope we get to hang out and natter in the future. Those that subbed or were hunted by House Carl, I'd like to thank Krypton, The Stammering Gamer, Secretly Robin, Kimble, Perios Unlimited, Martin, Mr. Square Peg, Tracker Rock, Penny Peruna, Zoden, Gilmar Greyjoy, Akoa, Mr. Popo. Remember Mr. Popo's rules. Mohar Player, Robot T-Duck, does not compute. Fire Lash, Cheshire Gleam, Exo, Hamster Nater, Torcuno, now I'm singing them I guess, Max Atreides, Rilu, Echo the Space Hippie, Alnus, Jetman J, Haunted Ramen. Haunted Ramen, capitalization, it's a friend. Firestraker, thanks for the fish, Felsting Beedrill, Altzura, Luigi Fan, Red Scar Tiger, Lamalot, I am a lot, isn't it? It only took me 1,000 years to work out. Again, capitalization, love it. And Rhymes with Moose, thank you kindly. Host today from Fiona, Captain Stephanie Barnes, and Red Burning Dragon. Seriously, thank you for the hosts. Don't say that enough. And those that brought in their crowds to come join us today was Jetman J, the Perios Unlimited, Flip, and Penny Peruna. All of you, thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna leave you with Reggie's tunes. I'll raid us into someone because I'm about to be getting a call and I've got to take it. No, don't do stuff. Nerds. Great big nerds. All right. So let's find somebody to crash into. If my phone starts ringing, then I'll just mute my mic. Oh god, too many cool people. You know what? Today's a squirrel day. We haven't hung out with El Dirty Squirrel in fucking ages. Let's change that. Boof. Right. Sorry, Gilmar, Lyrus, you cheeky mother hubbards. Oh yeah, I guess, Lyrus, we did go over to Squirrel for the award ceremony. That was fun. Sorry, thank you kindly. All of you, you heckin' legends. Alright? You will see me intermittently throughout the week, just... It's going to be more than a touch random. Okie dokie luckies. Let's go hang out with Squirrel. Sorry. Multi-track drifting potato! We beat Tails of Iron! Everything's fucking cool! Right, where's no one giving me a call? What the shit? What, wait, my phone no ring. Alright. Have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm going!